Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Against the Public for April 1st. Hard to believe it's a brand new month already. Let's mirror what we did yesterday, get our month off to a winning start. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for jumping on with me. We're having ourselves a real nice end to the end of March. Not everything is complete, but so far we have a sweep of our NHL card, a perfect 3-0 mark on Monday, 3-0 mark in Major League Baseball, and we're looking to do a 3-1 night in college basketball, just one game remaining. So hit that link below, see how we finished the card. That started out, we got 8-3 cards so far from Monday, just waiting on a couple results. So let's get into it by previewing the schedule for Tuesday. And I don't know if you guys know this is going on, but there's pretty substantial college basketball happening right now, and at least maybe not record-wise, but from what they did in the regular season, but certainly from name value. The brand new Crown Basketball Tournament from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. That started today, meaning on Monday, and it's got some really big names in it. It's kind of, I don't know if you guys have been following this a little bit or probably looking at the schedule, wondering what's going on here. But we'll talk about it in a second. This day two of the tournament starts off at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. DePaul will take on Cincinnati. There are 6 games on the college basketball card for tomorrow or today, which is Tuesday, when you combine the tournament here and the NIT. In case you're not familiar with the Crown Basketball Tournament, maybe close to second, maybe the second best tournament next to the NCAA tournament, certainly in name value. This year's tournament features Villanova, Arizona State, DePaul, Nebraska, USC, Cincinnati, Georgetown, Utah, Boise State. Certainly a really good lineup of power teams. And I guess what the Big East, ACC, and Big Ten all get buys in this tournament. Or automatic bids in this tournament, and then there's a committee that fills out the rest. The idea is really just to put together a competitive tournament. It plays right in that spot where the NCAA tournament does not play, at least the opening round. So that's good. There's NIL money available, and it looks way more appealing, at least to me. I mean, as far as name value in the schools, looks way more appealing than the NIT. The championship game is going to be at T-Mobile Arena on April 6th. We'll have 4 games on our Tuesday college basketball card. It's nice to say that again. Sometimes you forget after the tournament wraps up, and then they have a little bit of a lull. So good to say that again. We'll have 4 games on our Tuesday card. Major League Baseball gets us started at 6:40 Eastern Time. A massive 13 games card that starts off with the New York Mets and the Miami Marlins. Senga against Alcantara. We'll talk about that at length a little bit later, because that's going to be our free play today. My Major League Baseball customers, as mentioned, a perfect 3-0 on Monday. You could bet we are going back for more on Tuesday. MLB totals now at 14 on a 14-5 run. 1,006 units won, and of course that dates back to the last week of the preseason, or the exhibition season. So great start in Major League Baseball. The NHL, speaking of great starts, we'll have 3 games on the MLB card. Speaking of great starts, the NHL, terrific 10 games card starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Florida Panthers heading to the Bell Center to take on the Montreal Canadiens. Surprising Montreal Canadiens that look like they're going to make the postseason. Panthers are a $1.90 road favorite. That's a consensus road favorite, so a little bit worse in some spots, a little bit better in others. But as always, make sure you shop for the best number. My NHL players on Monday. Another sweep of your card. That's run your NHL moneyline record to 15-7, 1,022 units won over our last 22 plays in the NHL. Over the last 30 days, NHL customers have cashed 57% winners, 1,035 units won. That's number 1 overall at pickdawgz.com. And the last 90 days, usually right in step with what we've done over the last 30 days, at least it has been. 55% winners, 1,359 units of profit. I'm the #1 National Hockey League handicapper on Pickdawgz.com amongst handicappers with at least 130 plays. We'll have 3 games on our Tuesday card. And then finally, we'll wrap it up with a 7-game card in the NBA. That will tip off at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Philadelphia 76ers take on the New York Knicks. We'll have 3 games on our all-access card. So that adds up to a 13-game all-access card with plenty of opportunities to make money. We're going to take what we did today. We're going to go right back. Matter of fact, too, we cashed our free play, so that's good, too. We'll go right back and hit them hard again on Tuesday. Plenty of reasons to join me. If you haven't already, please, let's get this month started off right. And also, because it's the beginning of the month, I'm going to go through and we'll prorate all those packages. So if the packages, some of them that you might have your eye on are a little bit pricey right now, just tomorrow we'll adjust those at some point. All plays, all records, always documented daily at pickdawgz.com. Of all the games on today's schedule, going back to this Crown tournament, Oregon State and Central Florida are receiving the most attention so far. This game tips off at 5:30 Eastern Time. Central Florida is a 4.5-point favorite after getting bet up from -2.5. That total has dropped a point to 159.5 to 158.5. So that has the interest of the professionals so far. Before we get to our free play, I just want to talk about my most popular package, and that, of course, is my annual all-access pass, where you get every play that I release for just $4.11 a day. So I'll pick you up right now at this point in 2025. It sets you right down at this point in 2026, and you get every play that includes the entire Major League Baseball season, the NFL season, college football, and of course to this point where we are right now in the NHL, college basketball, and the NBA. And then speaking of the Major League Baseball, I'll do this one more time, guys. You can get the entire Major League Baseball season for less than $100 a month. That price will last until sometime today, whenever I get to it. But you get it for less than $100 a month. You get every play from now to the last pitch of the World Series. And guys, we're off to a smoking start. So please don't miss out this entire season. Okay, on to your free play. And we'll go to rotation number 951, 952, 6:40 Eastern Time. New York Mets against the Miami Marlins. We talked about this pitching matchup a little bit earlier. Kodai Senga goes for the Mets, Sandy Alcantara for the Fish. New York is 2-2 straight up this year, 3-1 against the run line and 3-1 to the under. Mets came through with an impressive 10-4 win against Miami to start this series. I knew I was going to say season. Start this series. It was the first over cash for the New York Mets this year after 3 unders against the Houston Astros. The Miami Marlins 3-2 straight up, 3-2 against the run line, 2-1-1 to the over. The Fish finally faced a major league team this season after taking 2 or 3 from the Pittsburgh Pirates. And then when they did, they were absolutely blown out. It was the 5th straight game the Miami Marlins have rotated over and under. So if we go back to this game, and if you watched this last night, to begin, now I know Mets probably, whatever happened against the Houston Astros, you probably said, okay, it's Houston, win or lose, it's still Houston. Now you're going to go to Miami, a team that everybody thought that the Pittsburgh Pirates would take the series from, and you thought, okay, this is going to be an easy ride. Well, it wasn't for the first 3 innings. It certainly was a little bit of a struggle, and it didn't really get, what it was about the 4th inning, about the 4th or 5th inning when they really started to explode a little bit. But the first 2 or 3 innings was so much of the same as they faced in the Houston series, where they would get runners on, they wouldn't get the big hit, and of course that their offense sputtered because of it. But we saw on Monday Pete Alonso smash a grand slam. That highlighted the attack, and Mets fans probably feel a little bit better about their situation. They would like to drive in some more runners when they're in scoring position. It was also a game where Francisco Lindor did not play. And of course, he's on paternity leave, expecting his 3rd child. Actually, I think he's already had his 3rd child, but it is his first son, so that's good. Congratulations to him. And old friends of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Starling Marte, was the leadoff hitter, and he came through with his first home run of the season. And it's been 3 years since he's been a leadoff hitter, so it was kind of kind of good to see him. I always been a fan of Starling Marte. Always glad to see him do well, and he certainly did in this game. Kodai Senga, terrific last year for the Mets, 13-7, a 2.99 ERA. 211 Ks through just 171 and 2/3 innings. He looked great in spring, even though he just threw 9 innings. That to me doesn't mean that much. He's ready to go. Sandy Alcantara is really good against the Pirates. Of course, he missed 2024 with Tommy John surgery. I thought he looked great in 3 innings against the Bucks. Started to miss his spots a little bit, and I started to notice that his arm angle started to change, and it looked like he just got tired, which is expected. A little bit gassed, but I expect him to be a little bit, probably a little stronger. I don't know how much stronger. Maybe the guy can get into the 5th inning, but boy, he was effective for the first 3 innings. But again, we'll see him against a real Major League Baseball team. And then you're definitely can expect getting into the Miami Marlins bullpen, which I don't think is the best thing for Miami. Believe me, I think they are probably, I don't know, after watching the Pirates, they're probably bottom 3 teams in Major League Baseball. They did get 4 earned runs tonight in 5 innings against the Marlins pen. All of that was against George Soriano. But we do know that Arias, who came in after that, threw 3 innings of scoreless balls. So he will not be available for the Fish on Tuesday. Despite taking the series against the Pirates, as I said, this is a bad team. Not one recognizable name in this lineup, honestly, to an average baseball fan. You got Griffin Conine is probably the one guy that you know his name, and you only know him because of his dad, Jeff. So other than that, you'd be hard-pressed to name a Miami Marlin. Although Otto Lopez does look like he can turn into something. Last year he hit 270 for the Fish, and he's off to a great start this year as well. But outside of that, this is a bad lineup. This is a bad team with a bad bullpen, and the New York Mets are going to expose them tomorrow. So your free play is the New York Mets. Now, of course, we're not going to lay the massive amount on the money line, so we're going to take the Mets minus 1.5 plus $1.14 as your free play. Now, go to pickdawgz.com, where every play and every all-access pass is available for one low price. And, of course, my annual all-access pass is up there as well. And, guys, it's the first of the year, so you want to jump on that 30-day pass. Just give me the month of April. Show you what we can do, especially now that baseball is here. Just give me the next 30 days. Jump on a 30-day all-access pass, and we're going to have a very, very successful April. Can't thank you enough for joining me, as usual, for Against the Public. Oh, and guys, hit that like and subscribe button. And on top of that, I keep forgetting to say this every time, but if you have any comments or questions or anything, I don't throw my email out there, but you can always, hit me up on X at Dana Lane Sports. You can hit me up at any point in time. Always happy to answer anything for anyone. So keep forgetting to throw that out there. Follow me there as well. I thank you so much for your time. I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Tuesday.